Hello to those of you who are feeling called to watch this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out one card from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you want to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok and just do more readings over there. The link to that will be in the description. And before I get you your first card, I want to remind you that this is a general reading on YouTube, so use your judgment and make sure you only pay attention to the messages that truly do resonate. And I almost felt called to say instead of messages that you want to resonate. But for your card, we have the King of Wands. The idea of, I just saw 111, someone standing into their power is very, very strong here. Really maybe tapping into some creative skill or talent. If not now, then eventually. I just saw 1, 2, 3. Trust that everything happens for a reason. You care as much as you do for a reason. This fiery energy here is very, very strong and attractive. Right now you could be focused on really stepping into your drive and your ambition and your will to stand up and fight for what's right. You could be working on your judgment right now, on overcoming some fears. Definitely feel that could be true no matter where you are in life. There always is something to overcome, it seems like. Which is interesting to notice. And I don't know why, but I did just see 222, so someone's mental health is definitely a focus here. And they're definitely trying to see things more clearly so you can have more control over your actions and your decisions and ultimately where you end up in life. Maybe you could be going through some sort of spiritual detox or something like that, where you're trying to balance the dark and the light energies within yourself, the negative and the positive. The shadow aspect of yourself could be significant. Shadow work is definitely significant here. You could have, either done that in the past or you're doing that now. Really depends on where you're at in the grand scheme of things. We're going to move on to the Magical Dogs Tarot to look even deeper into this energy. Let's take both. Okay, so the first card is the Eight of Pentacles. The first thing I think of whenever I see the Eight of Pentacles is learning new things about yourself or gaining new skills. I really feel like both could be relevant here. Whatever kind of growth or improvement you're working on, you're definitely being called to stay focused and to keep investing in that. I also feel called to say to let go of your fears, knowing your worth and what you deserve. You definitely do deserve more. I feel like your perspective on death, ending, loss and endings, loss in general, transition, change, that could be something that you're really, really trying to get more comfortable with, and that's a really good thing because the universe definitely wants you to be in flow. So definitely try to stay patient, and whenever you're feeling distracted or tempted with that devil energy to be self-destructive, really try to slow down and see if, the decisions that you're making are truly decisions that you want to make. Remember that the past and the future are both created in the present, and that's why it's so important to take your choices seriously instead of dwelling on choices you made in the past or worrying about choices you'll make in the future. Just worry about the decisions that you need to make now. There could be some anxiety here around having to make a difficult decision in the future or difficult decisions in general. Who knows, maybe down the road these decisions, these future decisions that seem difficult now, once you actually get there, they won't seem as difficult. Just really try to stay focused on the here and now. Wow. I have the 9 of Wands. I almost wanted to say the 9 of Pentacles. So there could be something here about material abundance. One second. There could be too much focus on material abundance. Remember, to obtain what you want, you have to be open to the possibility of not getting what you want. You're definitely being called to stay open to all possibilities, but this is for energetic reasons. That doesn't mean that what you want isn't possible for you. Any dreams or wishes that you have are definitely possible. And I feel like what makes it seem more impossible for you is whenever you get frustrated and you start to feel impatient. So definitely keep an eye on that side of yourself, and maybe even try to communicate with your inner child when you're really feeling frustrated. I personally found that really, really helpful. Like when you really want something, and you know, that frustration of it not being here, definitely communicate with yourself, with your inner child. And remember that it's okay to be frustrated and to want more. It just becomes a problem whenever, you know, it makes you self-destructive and, you know, you're seeking instant gratification instead of long-term results. I feel like patience is definitely something here that you are either being called to better understand, or you already do better understand. Someone here may just be overthinking things. So yeah, so maybe there is someone here who is on the right path, and you're kind of just really overthinking your decisions at this point. Like some part of you has to trust that you're doing the right thing. So just do what you feel called to do what you think is right, and you know, just follow your gut, follow your instinct, follow your intuition. And while I was saying all that, I saw the number 88. Definitely let go of your fears, knowing that you deserve more, and let go of the need to not feel fear or to not feel anxiety. It's okay and normal to feel these things, and I honestly feel like it might make you feel more anxious by being hard on yourself about being anxious. So remember that feeling fear, being afraid, it's normal, and you're just human, and it's okay to feel that way. It's just important that these feelings, these difficult feelings, these fears don't have control over your actions. Being impulsive could be significant here. The 9 on this 9 of Wands is, and we're at 9 minutes, that's a message to me related to your purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. Remember that you're not alone in trying to overcome your fears and to stand in your power and to make a difference. This is a collective effort, and though there may not seem like there are many on board with this collective effort, just stay patient. I really feel called to say, stay patient with the collective transformation. And you know, the best way to really contribute to that is to focus on your own transformation. I just saw 1010. Your spirit guides, they really, really want to support you and to communicate with you and help you with this transformation. Butterflies as a sign could be significant. I just saw 122. Remember that change starts with you. Transforming your own life will help transform life for the collective as a whole. You do have an impact, and whether you do work on yourself or not really does make a difference. Next we have the Two of Wands. So this Two of Wands here does definitely make me think of your decisions. Like we haven't been talking about them the whole time. But with some sort of fork in the road, I definitely feel you're being faced with, choosing to love yourself or choosing to destroy yourself. Which path are you going to take? And remember that no matter which one you choose, self-love and self-destruction both have consequences. Consequences don't have to be bad. It's just there's definitely something here about something about outcomes, but I just got distracted by saying which over again. So being a witch or something like that could be significant for someone, especially with the King of Wands here, I believe. The Queen of Wands is usually represented as a witch. But I say it's pretty much the same with the King of Wands. But yeah, there could also be some sort of so-called judgment day down the road where you'll be faced with a very important decision that will really tell the universe where you are and what you're ready for. So if you really truly do want more in life and you want to give yourself what you deserve, it's really simple at this point. It's just staying focused on you, your growth, and addressing those uncomfortable feelings and releasing them whenever they come up. Definitely give yourself the attention that you deserve at this time. Self-care could be significant. Here's the Page of Cups. Wow, I did talk about your inner child, so it does make a lot of sense that we are seeing the Page of Cups. This is the part of your inner child that is more optimistic, more hopeful, more fiery. That's what the Page of Cups is to me. And I definitely feel something here about your light being shut out, or your flame going out, and you definitely need to re-spark your inspiration for life, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can say it. If there is some way here that you can express yourself creatively, especially if you feel called to, definitely do that. I feel like for someone watching this, maybe somewhere down the line you can make a living off of like a talent or a skill that you have naturally that has something to do with expressing yourself. And clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, I always love to see this card. This one is the Hierophant, but it's called the Shaman. I'm gonna get a drink of water. So with the Hierophant here, learning about new things about yourself or honing into some skills has a lot to do with making a difference, with being the change that you wish to see, with being a leader. There could also be something here about channeling in some sort of way through writing, painting, putting the images in your mind on paper, drawing, whatever it is. There's some sort of creative thing here that you're being guided to invest in more, and I feel like this creative thing is really connected to your spirituality, your faith, or the occult, or something like that. Something about this does feel mysterious, and your purpose itself feels mysterious, which on my end makes sense because this is just a reading on YouTube. But I just saw 555. Stay focused on your healing, on your growth. Take that seriously, remembering that you really, really do have an impact, and the decisions that you make matter so much. Maybe someone here needs to find a real solid reason to make better decisions with that devil energy that came out earlier. How could you look at your healing that will help you take it more seriously? Maybe you're only healing because you think it'll give you a certain outcome. And I'm definitely here to say that, if you think your healing is going to give you a certain outcome that you want, that's not true, because you're attached to it, and what you're attached to cannot be attracted to you. So whatever you think you could gain from healing in a material way, you need to stay open to the possibility that there will be no material kind of gain, and it doesn't have to be money. It could be a certain relationship or whatever. I feel called to say to only go where you truly feel guided to with this Hierophant. I also feel like there could be something here about a spiritual mentor or someone that you look up to in a spiritual way. You don't have to have a mentor or anything with your spirituality, but if you think that would be helpful, or you feel called to that, definitely go for it. We have the 8 of Swords, another 8. There's really, really strong energy here around recognizing your worth and what you deserve, so that way you're more willing to make better decisions, to take your choices more seriously. Maybe it could help if you looked at yourself as your younger self. Obviously if you're an adult, you're not a child, but it helps with healing, especially if you have some really deep pain from childhood, to connect with your inner child and your younger childhood self. I really do feel like there is some anxiety and some fear standing in the way of you understanding commitment, on being consistently investing in something. I feel like you're definitely trying to learn how to manifest things, and there is definitely magic, but it's definitely also a lot more about patience and believing and trusting that over time this plant will grow, and stuff like that. So there's something self-destructive about this anxiety, and to really have control over your decisions and your reality, you need to take a deeper look at your fears and make sure that it's hard with anxiety, because sometimes it's about changing your perspective, and sometimes it's about accepting the fear itself, because sometimes you are going to feel fear, and that's okay. Let me think for a second. I really, really feel, I just saw 222, yeah, that a lot of your anxiety comes from something. But with the image on this, with this dog and the description, this little hole right here is this dog's way out, but he's so blinded by fear with these crows that he doesn't see an obvious way out. So I definitely feel called to say that your way out is a lot more simple than it may seem. Healing, it's simple, but it's also not. But once you really understand it, you really understand it, and it really starts to look a lot more simple. Crows themselves, that could be a significant sign or symbol or whatever. And I did talk about being a witch, so only follow the messages that you definitely feel called to. I'm gonna go ahead and get the next card. The Devil. Okay, wow. So with this Two of Wands being clarified by the Devil, the Two of Wands, I did say there's like this choice. Do I choose to love myself, or do I choose to destroy myself? And it definitely looks like self-destruction has more control over your actions rather than love, self-love. And I think that's just a reflection of your frustration, your anger, and how much you truly do care. And the universe really does cherish how much you care, but it's trying to teach you how to use your passion and your fire and your drive in more constructive and impactful ways rather than just destructive. Destruction isn't how you make a difference. It's being that change. It's easy to be self-destructive, so know that the universe knows that you're healing. Even though it can seem simple at times, it's also not easy. And the universe is really proud of you for how much work you have done already. I mean, just the fact that you are open to healing is enough for the universe. A lot of people aren't. And honestly, if you need to know, there's something really special about having such a strong connection with the universe that you are willing to love yourself. To really be able to understand why you went through the challenges that you did, the traumas, you have to find those answers. You have to go seeking those answers rather than waiting for those answers to seek you. And I just saw 2, 3, 4, 5, which I'm so happy that message came through, especially with 4 numbers. So trust definitely that everything happens for a reason. And it's up to you to discover why. The things that we can't control, especially the darker things, is the doorway to faith. We are meant to question, to feel frustrated. It's supposed to push us to find these answers. And there's something very spiritual or faithful about this, for sure. I mean, you're watching a tarot reading, so obviously it's going to have something to do with faith, but yeah. For your last card from this deck, we have the 5 of Cups. This definitely shows, with this 5 of Cups clarifying the Page of Cups, this definitely shows an inner child that has been severely disappointed. I can definitely feel, this doesn't have to resonate for everyone, but a numbness here. There's a lot of anger here. I feel called to say that whenever it comes to sadness, whenever it comes to disappointment, first it starts with sadness. And then if you don't answer that sadness, if you don't, find closure with it, it turns into anger. And then that anger, if it's ignored, that turns into feeling numb. Whoever is feeling this numbness, this very, very deep numbness, it's very distracting, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Like, mentally, I have been in that headspace. Like, it was pretty bad for me. Like, I used to be able to just sit in a quiet room and do nothing for hours. I know, I understand that feeling. And I want you to know that feeling, that numbness, that rage, it's there for a reason. There are some really deeply hidden sadnesses here that need to be recognized, addressed, expressed, and healed. I really, really feel like you're being called to find a lot of closure around things not going your way, or things not going in the way that you had once hoped. I think right now it's really important for you to focus on not expecting, just always being open to things not working out the way that you once hoped, or being open to challenges and to maybe some more scarier experiences in life. I feel like someone here really needs to step into their Queen of Swords, trusting yourself and believing in yourself type of energy. You need to balance out your hope and your faith. In the universe with hope and faith in yourself. I definitely feel called to say to give yourself a chance here, a fair chance. I'm going to wrap this reading up with a few cards from the Prisma Visions Tarot. And for the first card, oh wow, we have the Six of Wands, which I really love to see because we have the Five of Cups here with this disappointment, and the Six of Cups represents healing, finding that closure that you really, really need. There's some sort of internal battle here that I really feel like has to do with this fork in the road. It's like you really, really want to love yourself, but also you have these impulses that really, really make you want to be self-destructive. As I was saying about these impulses that make you self-destructive, this is definitely, like when my phone rang, like that definitely shows me that there is a call here to really, really address these self-destructive habits, and to definitely, do that now, so that way you can create a better future for yourself, and you won't, just even be disappointed in yourself in the future for not taking your decisions more seriously in the past. There's definitely a really good opportunity here to protect yourself from receiving less than you deserve in the future. Just because you are where you're meant to be right now, that doesn't mean you are where you deserve to be. And whenever my phone rang, the clock said 11:01, so 111 could be a significant number for you. For me, this is definitely me being called to tell you to not be afraid to follow your own path, to do your own thing, and to remove people and things from your life that don't serve you, especially because these things that you lose, what's lost, will be replaced. And I just saw 122. If you really want to see change in your life and in your future, it really, really starts with you, and I feel like you need to believe in, the good possibilities in the future more. You need to believe in what's possible for you more, because even if it wasn't, wouldn't you rather try and find out than not try and never know? What do you have to lose? Definitely felt called to say that. For the next one, wow, we have the 8 of Swords again. So the universe is really, really wanting you to take overcoming and facing your fears and your anxieties a lot more seriously, feeling trapped and feeling helpless. You really need to look at where these feelings come from, because you're not helpless and you're not trapped. I just think it's your fears that make it seem like you're trapped. And for the last one, we have the Knight of Cups, which is with this Page of Cups here. I'm not really surprised to see this. Definitely indicates how your actions are more rooted in following what feels good, and you need to be careful with what feel-good feelings you follow, because not all of them consider what you actually deserve. Maybe you even need to redefine what feel-good things mean to you, or like what happiness means to you. Remember that happiness is not an outcome. It's not a certain way that things play out. It's a state of mind. It's being willing to accept what is and to work with what you have. I really think that taking for granted what you have, I think that could also make things seem more scary than they actually are. So just, stay curious about your inner child, your healing and growth, and, just do your best, and pretty much the universe will support you every step of the way, as long as you are genuinely trying your best. But that will be the end of your reading. I hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you'd like to hit the like button and show me that, that's the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can donate through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any. I'd really, really love to connect with you more. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.